This is the most important Bitcoin update video I have ever made. Bitcoin is about to make a massive move, and in this video, we are going to be talking about what exactly is going on. If you guys love Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, you're gonna wanna stick around to the end of this video. You cannot miss what I have in store for you today. So if we take a look at Bitcoin, we can see Bitcoin has broken out of this pattern here. We've broken out of this pattern here, and since then, we have pumped nearly 7%. That is a very significant, a very good move. However, if you take a look at this range high here, Bitcoin is holding at the breakout of this level here, which if we reject, we could end up dumping lower, and this could be a fake breakout. Some people are calling this breakout similar to the breakout here around $94,000 to $98,000, and they think Bitcoin is going to do something similar, pushing us to new lows. However, something different is taking place that nobody is talking about. Coinbase Premium has been very consistently green. We are seeing Coinbase Premium spiking, and we haven't seen Coinbase Premium to this very level since literally October. You take a look here, you can see this massive spike. We haven't seen this very level since around October 11th. When Coinbase Premium is very big like we are seeing it now, it shows you that institutions are loading up on Bitcoin at these prices like never seen before. So this is a very bullish signal in my opinion. We need to be very careful and watch with patience to see how Bitcoin reacts. If Bitcoin will probably pull back down to this level here around 69,000, which there's a lot of liquidations, we can see here that there's a lot of liquidations here around 70,200. I personally think Bitcoin is probably going to end up tapping that and then bouncing. Essentially, what those liquidations are the people that long the top of Bitcoin. So a lot of times when Bitcoin is breaking out and making its move, the market makers and the people that run the markets, they like to liquidate the late positions, the late longs, which are now the people that longed up here, people that longed there, they're rather late. They should have longed here, or potentially long this breakout. But you have people longing the top. So once these people, they wipe them out, usually that's when there's going to be a continuation. So I think that that is what's going to happen. I think Bitcoin's going to probably pull back somewhere in this region here within the next 24 hours. We're going to get some type of flush, and then we're going to probably continue pushing up higher throughout the weekend. If we take a look at the order books here, what I'm particularly looking at is the amount of bids stacked under price. And we are seeing it spike relatively strong. So there's a lot of buyers under price here, which if we also take a look at the order book heat map, we can see there's a lot of bids visually stacked all the way to 65,000. So I think if we do pull back 65,000 will probably be some area where we will find some type of bounce or reversal if we continue to pull back here. But then if that happens, we're going to be back in the range and the breakout has been nullified. So if the breakout is true, if we are truly bullish, we should start to bounce very soon. We should hold at least 68,000, I think. We should hold 68,000. Worst case scenario, we should hold 67,400. You don't want to make a new low here. You want to see higher highs and higher lows as we've continued to do. And you want this low to be respected. If we start coming out and taking out these lows, that's going to be pretty weak for the market. That's not going to be a very good look. It can happen where we can sweep the lows and start to take off, but that's not the most bullish scenario, especially if we are looking and playing this breakout here, this potential breakout here. But if you take a look at the breakout, you can see that we could pull back into this region here around 68, 69, maybe 67. Anywhere in this region should be bullish if we continue to hold this level. This should be bullish. We start to break anywhere under this, then we could possibly see a range fake breakout where that particular pattern that's playing out over here, that this could be playing out. This could be playing out. I don't think we're going to have as severe as a drop, but this could take us to new lows. But with the Coinbase Premium flipping positive, there's a lot of bullish things that are taking place right now. I think the breakout is potentially likely, especially if you take a look last year when we bottomed around March. We bottomed around March, April, and we had a massive uptrend, especially after being bearish for several months leading into March. And I think we're seeing something very similar right now. So over the next couple of hours, the next day or so, we are either going to reject or continue pushing up higher, which if we do push up higher, it's probably going to be tomorrow, Friday, Saturday. And it also depends on the stock market. And you have a lot of stuff going on in the Middle East, which is causing a bit of FUD. You have oil spiking. So this is raising up inflation fears. And this can bring some more fear and FUD to the markets, which can damper this potential breakout in crypto. But taking a look at the S&P 500, it looks pretty strong. Looking at the NASDAQ, it looks pretty strong. It's not crashing, it's not pulling back right now. And this kind of gives me a bit of hope with oil coming down, the S&P 500, the NASDAQ kind of holding up strong. I think that we could potentially have a push up this weekend. That's personally what I'm looking at. That's what I'm thinking. So I'm thinking worst case scenario, kind of bearish case scenario in the next 24 hours, we get some type of small pullback, some type of flush to around 68, 69, and then we continue to push up higher. I'm personally long around this level here, but I've scaled in. So I've started my initial starter position for my long around this level, slightly underwater, and I'm looking to add all the way to around $68,000. And once I start to find higher lows, I'm going to continue to add to my longs. If you guys want to be trading, make sure you guys use my Blofin link below. You're going to have the cheapest fees and a $1,000 deposit bonus. Now, if you guys get anything out of this video, consider giving this video a thumbs up, subscribing with notifications on, and I'll see you later.